What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check updates, the two new upcoming packages, the physical infrastructure package, and the next stimulus package, which there are temporary agreements on both of those as they work towards passing them in both the House and the Senate and sending them both to the president's desk here in the next upcoming days. We also talk about in this channel what is going on in the United States and what is going on in Washington, D.C. If you're new to the channel or if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. And remember that new videos come out here on our channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, don't forget to hit the like button for us. It really helps out our channel. If you think the pandemic is getting better, well, it's probably not the case. As you can see here, COVID cases are rising in all 50 states right now. Yes, all 50 states as the Delta variant is spreading. New cases are surging 10% last week nationally, with several states reaching a 50% increase. Yes, while Los Angeles has resumed a mask-wearing mandate indoors. COVID cases are rising in all 50 states as the highly contagious Delta variant spread rapidly across the country, news outlets reported Friday morning. With still about half of the U.S. population yet to be vaccinated. New cases surging 10% over last week, with several states reaching a 50% increase. Four states, Arkansas, Florida, Missouri, and Nevada, are in those of full outbreaks. On Friday, CNN reported that all U.S. states were now experiencing an increase in new cases more than 18 months into the pandemic. Data compiled from the New York Times showed that the average rate measured over the past 14 days was rising in all 50 states, varying from a dramatic increase of 373% in Tennessee to 10% in Maine. And the prevalence of infection growing, prompting concern yet again for hospital systems. Some authorities have begun to impose renewed restrictions. Los Angeles has begun to mandatory mask wearing indoors, even for people who have been vaccinated. On Saturday, as the nation's largest county seeks to contain a sustained increase in cases among 10 million of its population. LA County's public health officer says this is an all-hands-on-deck moment. Another top health official expert says that the Delta variant will surge for months in the United States for the several months coming ahead, especially as we go into the winter months where it will be colder and the virus tends to do better in colder months. The state of Nevada has actually reached out to the federal government in a cry for help, and they are sending out a surge team to the state as, the federal government is actually sending out a surge team for help as a lot of states are actually really struggling right now across the country. The CDC also reports that children under the age of 12 could be ready to receive the vaccine by this winter. This comes as the very controversial decision from the first state, Ohio. The Ohio governor, Mike DeWine, has banned all public schools and universities in the state of Ohio from, he has banned them from requiring the vaccine, making it so it is not required to make it so you can require the vaccine in any school. The governor says until it is fully FDA approved, he will not remove, or it was actually passed through the legislator, the Ohio legislative branch, and signed by the governor. So until fully FDA approved, they're making it so this is not, it cannot be mandated. This is in stark contrast. There's actually hundreds of other colleges that have made it mandatory to go to college. You must be vaccinated to go to college in other states. So this is a big battle going on right now. I mean, in some schools, some colleges, you have to be vaccinated to go to school. The Ohio governor has said, no, we're going to make it so you can't be forced to be vaccinated to go to school there. at least until it's fully FDA approved. Yeah, and yet we're seeing cases surge across in all 50 states right now. And yeah, we could be in for a longer battle than a lot of people think, as you know, a lot of places in the country have completely removed their mask mandates. I mean, at least here in I'm in Ohio actually, and at least where I'm at, I mean, when you go in the grocery store, it used to be months ago, you would go in and every single person would be wearing a mask. Now you go in a grocery store and it's like nobody's wearing a mask. Not a single person's wearing a mask. And I mean, you know, every single person's not vaccinated. I mean, when you look at the vaccinations rate, about 50, maybe a little bit more, 50% of people across the United States is vaccinated. But when you go in the store, not a single person's wearing a mask. Maybe a few people. So it is kind of a tricky situation. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Where do you think we go from here? Next up on the next stimulus package and the next infrastructure package, the Senate Democrats and the Democrats in general have reached a deal on the and announced a $3.5 trillion stimulus package that they're going to pass through the reconciliation process. They've announced that it's going to be $3.5 trillion. President Joe Biden has kind of been rallying the troops, so to speak, and has tried to been rallying the Democrats to support this. It has seemed that so far that all the Democrats are on board, including the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Bernie Sanders. In fact, Senator Bernie Sanders says that he's happy with every single thing in the stimulus package. In fact, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says that they could be voting on the infrastructure package as early as next week, actually within the next few days, as soon as Wednesday. And we could be getting more details on this here actually within the next 48 hours or so. There is a lot of what they're calling blowback over an IRS provision on how they're going to pay for the part of these packages, the pay fors on how they're going to pay for. Remember, both part one and part two, the physical infrastructure package and the next stimulus package, are both being paid for. They're actually going to raise taxes and pay for them, raise taxes on corporations and the wealthy, and some creative kind of financing. So there's not going to be any national debt added to the national debt at all. Both these packages are going to be paid for so that there's not really any new inflation added to these package, which is why Senator Joe Manchin is kind of on board. We could see a vote as early as Wednesday, and we could see a lot of new information coming out here as the hours and days go by here. So really going to see a lot of new information coming out here as the days and hours go by. Here's President Joe Biden speaking about what is coming out.
I'm supremely confident that everything's going to work out perfectly in terms. Look, I understand why the press, and among others, is skeptical that I can actually get this deal done on infrastructure and on human infrastructure. And I've watched and listened in the press, declared my initiative dead at least 10 times so far. I don't think it's dead. I think it's still alive. I still have confidence we're going to be able to get what I've proposed and what I've agreed to in the bipartisan agreement on infrastructure. We've each committed, I trust the members of the Republican senators who have made the commitments relative to how we should proceed and what would be included in the package for infrastructure. And they're men and women of honor, and I expect they would keep their commitment. With regard to the further issue of what's going on and what will confuse the listening audience, but reconciliation, that is the mechanism by which you have to get every single Democrat to agree to proceed on matters like what I announced today. Today, I don't know whether you have any children. It's none of my business whether you do, but if you do, you're going to get, if you're making less than $150,000, you're going to get a significant stipend that is a tax cut. If you have a child under the age of of 7 years old, you're going to get in your bank account today, you're going to get a payment of 12 months divided, $3,600, $3,700 for that child divided by 12 every month, just like a Social Security check. It's expected to reduce child poverty by over 40%. And it could be a significant, significant game changer.
So yeah, couple things there. He's mentioned human infrastructure means part two, the next stimulus package there, the American Families Plan. So when he's talking about the child tax credits there, one of the things on the list there, I'll just bring it up for you here because it's easier for a lot of people to see this visually, is an extension of the child tax credits. Okay. So right now, those child tax credits, which if you have children, you probably just received your first payment. They're saying like something like 85% of people receive them via direct deposits on July 15th, and you're going to receive them around the 15th of every month till the end of the year. 6 payments for the rest of the year. The first 6 payments of this year, you're going to get on your tax returns that you'll file for your 2021 tax returns. You'll get that on next year when you file this year's tax returns, $1,500 to $1,800 on per child on your 2021 tax returns. Okay. They want to extend that until 2025 is going to be the most likely scenario in this next stimulus package. Okay, that could be included in this next package. Okay, so if you have children, that is one of the biggest items in there. If you're a senior, one of the biggest items that is probably going to be included in here is Medicare expansion to include hearing, dentures, hearing aids, and vision coverage, as well as lowering the Medicare eligibility age to age 60. That is probably going to be in there. Both of these items, Democrats are saying, are going to be in this package. Okay, we're starting to get more and more details, but the thing about this is that they haven't wrote the bill yet. So they're starting to tell us details about this, but there's no bill. Okay, so when they tell us that like some of these things are in there, but there's no bill, and what is kind of important to note here is that Democrats are starting to give us some details of what's in this bill, but even when they write the bill, they can change this. And this is kind of most important to note because they changed both the second stimulus check package and the third stimulus check package considerably even after they wrote the bill. The second stimulus check package, they wrote that bill without the second stimulus check in there. They were going to pass that bill without a second stimulus check in there. And then the pouring and the outcry of support for, hey, you can't pass this bill without a second stimulus check in there. And then back then, when it was a Republican-controlled Senate and a Republican-controlled president, obviously former President Trump, Mitch McConnell controlled the Senate. We had just so much support for a second stimulus check in there. They said, you got to put a second stimulus check in there, led by Bernie Sanders and Republican Senator Josh Hawley said, you got to put that in there or we're not going to vote for it. And former President Trump even. And then after they passed that, President Trump said, this really should be $2,000. And then we had the infamous Mitch McConnell didn't let it go to a vote to increase that for the additional $1,400. And then really the third stimulus check package originally had a $15 an hour minimum wage in there. The House passed it with that. They had to remove that because the Senate didn't have enough votes for that. But the Senate did add in that $10,200 unemployment tax break. If you had unemployment income last year, that literally put like an average of $1,000 to $1,200 extra check in your pocket. You could thank the Senate for that. A lot of people got $2,000 to $3,000 extra in there. That was more than your $1,400 stimulus check. So that one little provision that was added in there after the House passed the bill. So this was like way past they actually wrote the bill. This was way past that point. In fact, the House passed the bill, then the Senate had to amend it. So, and in fact, they lowered the income threshold for the third stimulus check as well. So this is like way past like I don't know what a good euphemism would be there, but they can literally change things up until the last second. In fact, they were voting on this on the Senate floor, and they had to actually go in the middle of voting and take Senator Joe Manchin off the floor because he was like they were like talking with him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna vote for this, guys." And they had to take him off the floor and go back in a chamber and like negotiate with him for like 8 hours. Yeah, no kidding, like for real story here. And in the middle of a vote, and it actually ended up going in the Guinness Book of World Record for the longest vote ever. And then I believe they had to restart the vote. So yeah, so that's the longest vote ever. So that just goes to show you that like the second stimulus check package, the stimulus check was added in after they wrote the bill 6 days before, and the third stimulus check package literally had the unemployment added in, the minimum wage taken out, the day they passed it in the Senate after the House passed it. So yeah, so first of all, this bill isn't even wrote yet. Starting to hear things like Medicare is in there for seniors, child tax credit is in there for families, 65 million children. It helps children with poverty. Basically, an extension of that. Remember, the child tax credit's been around for 23 years. It's been growing in size. Basically, now they've included the third stimulus check package. Was the first time around that it included people that had no income. So honestly, it was actually a really good change because before you had to have earned income to get it. So people that like a stay-at-home mom that didn't work, um, likely didn't even qualify for it because she didn't have earned income. Okay, so now they have people that like don't earn any money qualify for it. A lot of times in the past, if you didn't owe the IRS money at the end of the day, sometimes you didn't qualify for it. They didn't have the advanced payment feature where they didn't send you the monthly checks in advance. And former President Trump back in 2017, they passed it with the reconciliation package when the Republicans controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Because again, kind of flip flops every couple years. It goes from Democrat to Republican. Republicans controlled everything, and they passed it with the reconciliation process. At the time when Trump was president, and the Republicans controlled everything. They increased the child tax credits from $1,000 to $2,000. Okay, then the Democrats now in the third stimulus check package increased it from 2,000 to 3,000 to 3,600. Also, I want to say something important before I forget. If you didn't receive the right amount of your child tax credit payments, I'm looking into it and I'm getting information as I see information from the IRS and stuff. Just stay tuned to the channel. As I see more information, I will be giving you guys information on the channel about why you might have received less or what might be wrong or common frequently asked questions. Yeah, so I will keep you up to date on everything like that. So stay tuned to the channel. I'll keep you up to date on everything regarding child tax credits, Medicare benefits for seniors, Social Security raises, anything stimulus check related, mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, utility assistance, state stimulus checks. California just had the huge stimulus check program in California with over 25 million people getting a $600 to $1,100 stimulus check. Round two will be going out here soon, hopefully in August or September for round two. Round one has gone out or are still going out actually in some cases, and hopefully more states will be issuing their own stimulus checks with their portion of the $350 billion that they're getting from the third stimulus check package. All states, cities, and counties are getting money from the third stimulus check package. So yeah, there's a lot of different stimulus programs that are getting money from the third stimulus check package. And this fourth stimulus package, you never know. There could be more internet money assistance, that $50 per month internet credit that thousands of you guys got. You never know. There could be a lot of these different types of programs that could be in this next stimulus package. So I'll keep you up to date on everything. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet. It's completely free to do so. Click the bell icon to all notifications to get reminder notifications when we go live with new videos, which is every day at, say it with me, 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. Amazon has their own program where you can sell products on Amazon called Amazon FBA. And I've already had dozens of people replace their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon FBA. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.